Yeah, bye. All right, XOXO. Got a girl. Audra at Home is filmed in front of a live Pitbull audience. Good morrow and merry meet. My name is Audra and you are in for a treat. All right, so before I get started into this video, I am going to be describing the experience of scent for another Bath & Body Works candle, because apparently some of you enjoyed that in one of my videos. I don't remember the name of it, my Amazon video. There we go. So today it is going to be sweater weather. And the description is as follows. You have been working in the garden underneath the sun, sweating. Or going for a run, or any number of very sweaty activities. Like you're getting dirty, you're getting grimy. And now it's finally time for you to go inside and clean up. And you are so excited to do so. You get in the shower, it's hot. You let the water just like run over you and soothe your sore, aching muscles. You get out, you put a fluffy towel around you, and you're like, yes, bitch. You butter your body up with the body butter of your choice. And then you slide your oh so clean body into freshly washed, clean sheets and blankets. And that's what this smells like. That is what sweater weather smells like. All right, I hope you enjoyed that description. This video is in fact in collaboration with my dear friend Teresa of Teresa is Dead. If you do not know Teresa of Teresa is Dead and you don't know what she does, let me give you a quick introduction.
But if you're not into that or weird shit in general, listen, stranger things have happened. I'm not above anything. I'm a clown at the end of the day. I do clown like shit. Now the high shine in some of these is fucking breathtaking. This is definitely not the place for you. Feel free to exit the video here. No harm, no foul, but I'll remember our time fondly.
Now, one thing I definitely wanted to say is it's the end of the year and I sometimes get a wee bit emotional. And I say this I've said this to Teresa, but when I got introduced to Teresa's content, it gave me so much joy, and it also gave me the strength and the courage to just be myself on camera and stop trying to be the perfect YouTuber. Like I finally was just like, you know what? I'm gonna let my ASD ADHD ass fly. I'm not gonna sit here and try to pretend that I'm just like perfectly coiffed and perfectly put together and I don't curse. And it's because of Teresa that I make the content the way that I do today. So if you are not subscribed, please be sure to do so. Their video and channel will be linked in the description box below, as will some of my face. Maybe, perhaps, who knows? All right, so this video, we are roasting the top palettes, top makeup of 2021 as told by Hello and I believe Live, I can't remember. And it's the time of the year where we find out how much brands paid to be mentioned in these articles, because it gives me so much joy to talk about it. Like it just, every time I see this kind of shit, I about die, because I end up finding out like how so many brands just really paid to get in here. And I'm gonna start with Hello magazine. One of the palettes that they talked about, I'm already laughing. That's not a good sign. I'm like, I am already laughing. It is not a good sign that I'm already just like, I am unable to control my laughter. And it is because they said the Morphe 35C Everyday Chic Artistry palette. Y'all, how? Obviously, it's very, like, like, allegedly, they paid to be in here, because there's no way. First of all, the first two rows of this palette are virtually the same with a few little variants of color, so, okay. The other problem is that the bottom, I don't know what's happening in the bottom three rows. It's such a mishmash of bullshit. Like they just threw a bunch of stuff and your eye just keeps getting drawn to the green circle in the middle, which is obviously what they wanted to trick you into buying this thing and not realize that the majority of the shades are the same like beigey rose color.
Same thing, bitch, just different shapes.
And I'm all for people enjoying their neutral palettes. I also expect that almost all of these palettes on both of these sites will be neutrals, and I am mad. I'm not gonna roast them because they're neutrals. I'm gonna roast this one because it's a boring neutral. It's a 35 frackin' shades. And the color story is trash. I'm so sorry. Like, I don't understand how this got, like, a lot of the shades are the same. And they're over here just being like, with rich and creamy pigments for a high impact finish. No. First of all, we all know Morphe's like consistency and Morphe, like it's trash. Like, I have a Morphe palette because I have issues and sometimes I let things get away from me. Bo, you will not be eating underwear today. So that is my dog for any of you who are new here, okay? I know that sounded odd, but it's fine. But yeah, I just don't get how this is a palette of the year. In fact, I don't know, strictly in the YouTube beauty sphere is also what I'm going to be talking about. See, this is the ADHD running. But strictly in the beauty sphere, nobody was talking about this palette as like a fantastic palette that I watch, and I watch a lot of different creators. Nobody was talking about it. Speaking of getting boring, the Laura Mercier Parisian Nude eyeshadow palette. Excuse me? Like, what is that? Okay, so here's the thing. Is it neutral? Yes. Is it a boring neutral? Yes. Will my mom wear it? Yes. And that's the issue that I have. So am I in my 40s? Yes. The problem I have with this one is, again, there's too many shades that are a little bit too close to one another. And it is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. If you're new here, I have to count out loud because I can't just look at it and like see it. I have to say it out loud. But there's 12 palettes and I already feel like 2, 4 of the shade, well, 5 of them. 5 of them are fairly close to one another, and I don't understand, like 12, so you're left with 7 shades, so they really could have just made it 7 shades, and it would have been more compact, more beautiful, and more user-friendly for a lot of folks. I don't get it. 45 pounds, okay, Laura. It feels more like Laura Geller. Don't come for me. It just does. It feels more like a Laura Geller palette than Laura Mercier. Like, I just don't like it. I'm sorry. Now, there is one that I know my dear and friend, Teresa, enjoyed. The Urban Decay Naked Wild West palette did actually get some good reviews. Like, it was fun, it's funky, it had some color variations. I will say this though, I want Urban Decay to let go of the rectangular pan. Just let it out of your hands. Let's do circles. And reason being, very few people actually, this is a dirty brush, we're gonna move on. But I don't feel like a lot of people are gathering shades doing this. Do you know what I mean? I don't feel like a lot of people are going. I feel like a lot of people are doing circular motions because one, you can actually control a little bit more of the kick up from pan to pan that way. And I also think that you can control how much pigment you're getting. I feel like when you're going this way, you can't really see. Like, that's the problem I had with Urban Decay palettes, is you couldn't really see when you're moving it, you know, this up and down motion. I couldn't. Maybe it's me. But you can't really see how much product you're getting. You can't really see it getting on the brush as well. Whereas with circular motions, with circular pans, you can be like, oop, I got a little more than I bargained for. Tap that out and move on with your life. Also, I do think that this was a good palette. I think that overwhelmingly, like, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, but for the neutral palettes that have been picked, this one was a good choice. Like, I'm like, yeah, that was a good one. Another good one was the e.l.f. Mint Melt. I know a lot of people really like that. Didn't Teresa like this? Am I wrong? I'm gonna insert a clip of Teresa liking it.
Don't recommend this shit. I just don't.
So the thing is, I feel like this one was a really good one for a lot of folks, and I feel like the rest of their little 4 pans didn't pan out. I'm sorry, please don't cancel me for that. on the far end of that spectrum, we have Almay. That's right. You did not mishear me. You heard me correctly. Almay. Now this I know, allegedly, that I don't know how many millions of dollars that they paid to be here, because it had to be millions, baby, because there's no way that this hideous little thing, it's like in the shape of like maybe a blooming rose. It's burgundy and then beige. Like, how is that a palette of the year? They're like, and the thing about it was they were sitting there telling you not to sleep on. They were like, don't sleep on drugstore makeup. Baby, we're not sleeping on it, but nobody is like flocking into Walmart for the Almay section. Wet n Wild, NYX, Maybelline, CoverGirl, L'Oreal. Like, that's where people will go. Nobody's like, oh my God, Almay just dropped a new 3-pan ugly ass shade. Let me get that shit. It is unattractive. It's literally only pretty for like one shade of white person. And then like, that's it. Like, how is this a palette of the year? Like, oh yeah, don't miss out on this. First of all, I missed out in the first place. I didn't even know it was released. Like, I didn't even know. I didn't even know that. Like, what happened? Next up is one of my nemesis. It's Glossier. Y'all, I roasted these in a new makeup nonsense. And the reason I did it is because they will sit there and try to tell you that they're being more environmentally friendly, right? Because you can replace the pants, which fine. But here's the thing that Glossier, I feel like, didn't get. So with indie makeup, right? It's all single shadows. I'm living my best life. I buy magnetic palettes of my own. I buy them. And then I put my shadows in here, right? So if one is like $7, $7, put it in here. With this, I don't know what it was that they were smoking, but it must have been good shit, because the replacements are literally $4 cheaper than the actual palette. And in our capitalistic society, there's not a lot of people who are willing to be like, wait, so I could get like a whole thing for the, yeah, I'm just gonna buy a whole other one. Like, that would be the majority of folks. Like, if you're into Glossier and their whole, you're not wearing makeup, but you are wearing makeup thing. I don't like the no makeup look. I have hated it for just a very long time. One, it takes forever to actually accomplish a no makeup look, like in real life. On camera, listen, these people are lying to you. On camera, it's gonna look fantabulous, but in real life, it looks like hot garbage. Here's the thing. In real life, it takes a ton of makeup to actually do the no makeup look. There are far more steps than this just like tippity tap 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 that they're doing on YouTube. And I like, no hate to anyone who does, but I'm telling you right now, I know that it looks all fantastic under the lights, but in real life, you actually have to do a lot of work. And I know because when I was doing my certification to be a makeup artist, one of the things that they were teaching us was how to do that look that like I just woke up look that they do on camera. It's so much makeup. It's so much contour, like all of this stuff to make someone look fresh and like they just woke up. It is, so I'm not about this. I don't enjoy it. If I want to finger paint my makeup on, that's what multi-chromes are for. And these were boring as shit to me. I was uninterested. I know some of you liked it. I know, but like I didn't, and it's my video, so I'm allowed to do what I want to do. So, you know, suck it up, buttercup. I don't know why I yelled at you. Next up was from Hello. They talked about the Nars Climax eyeshadow palette. Baby, when I tell you that I am tired of Nars and all of their sexual things, I am tired of all brands and sexual names. Please stop. I am not a 13-year-old girl who thinks that it's funny. And I don't even, like at 13, I didn't even know what a Climax was. But as a 41-year-old, almost 42-year-old person, the very idea that somebody would ask me about what eyeshadow I have on and I have to say Climax or Orgasm, what? Like, no, I am an adult. Just call it something else. Call it the Nars Leafy Spring eyeshadow palette. Boom, so easy. Like, call it anything but that. Also, the thing is, I do not like the configuration of this palette. Literally, they need to move 2 shades, and that is the green and that like brownie shade. They need to swap them. It would be more pleasing to the eye to swap those 2 shades, because there's something about them like putting that green in the middle that just like disrupts the force. So yeah, this is, I don't understand how that became one. I get that it's a neutral palette, but to me, again, I've said this for a while, the neutral palettes have not really been kicking this year. They've been like lackluster, and I feel like people who love neutrals just aren't getting the oomph that they want, because I feel like there was a period, 2016, 2017, 2018, where like neutral palettes were really like giving a little extra panache, you know? I don't know if that's how you say that, but we're gonna move on. And now they're just like they're not doing it. They're like, no, we're just gonna go way back to 1992 with our neutrals. And I don't think anybody wants to go back in time, especially me.
Any person of color doesn't want to go back in time.
Next up is this Chanel palette. Y'all, I have never seen a palette that was so dry. Like, here's the thing, before everybody starts coming for me, my problem with it is this. First, the pans are tiny. This is 48 pounds, which I don't know what the thing is in dollars. I'm gonna guess that it's around $70 to $75. If I'm correct, I'm gonna put it here and be like, But the pans look really, really small. I don't even know why you have this big ass pan at the top. Like, what was the point of that? The other is these cheap little brushes, like this cheap little shitty brush. Like, I am not paying that kind of money for an eyeshadow palette for you to give me the same kind of brush I would have gotten in that shitty little Almay palette. Like, are you kidding? No, I want a full-size brush from you. I want it to be glorious, and I want the pans to be amazing. I think it's like the color scheme is actually pretty for like a neutral, like I am a classy bitch neutral. Like,
Editing Audra here. Don't mind the bleary red eyes. For context, Urban Decay palettes are like $54 and you get like a full-size brush. And it's double-sided, it's dual-sided. I don't like a dual-sided brush, but you like get a full all those shades and a brush. I'm just saying, this seems like wildly inappropriate. I get that it's luxury, but it like doesn't feel luxury when it looks like this. It's, yeah, I'm going back to sleep. Bye.
It's killing it there. But everything else, please send it to the fire. To the fires. Why would I send it to the fires? Well, we are. Next up, they have the MAC Cosmetics Feast Your Eyes Tempting Fate eyeshadow palette. Here's the thing that I don't understand. It was 35 pounds. What I truly don't get about this is I feel like they didn't test any of these shadows, like on the eye. My understanding from people who tried these is that the pigment just weren't there. It looks pretty. Like, this is one of those palettes that looks amazing, pretty embossing, shitty quality. Like, that is what I got from this, that it's like beautiful, it's so pretty, but the quality just really wasn't there. It is not, everything from my understanding from a lot of folks who tried it kind of just blended away into nothing. It really wasn't as shiny as it portrayed itself to be. I think it looked pretty, but it performed like hot garbage. Oh, yo, the way that I am so ready to laugh at this, the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Eye Palette, I remember when this came out and everybody was just like, what the hell is this? And they weren't wrong. They were not wrong to ask what it was, because I just felt like, first of all, the black at the end, so stark in comparison to whatever else is happening in this. Such a weird move, and it was like they were set up in like little trios so that you could like kind of, it was obviously like trios put together in one palette. Like it's a holiday collection. It's like that last section, I'm just like, the first and the last are the ones that really throw me off, because one is just like, are you milky white, darling? Then the first trio is for you, darling, hello. And then the end of it is just like, are you a deep skinned brownie cutie? Then the last section is for you, darling. The middle is for everyone. Like, I just felt like it was not cohesive. Like, I honestly feel like she would have been better off just like doing them in trios and then like, you could get like a buy two, get one free, or some kind of like cool little thing where you could pick two and then get like a lip color with it and her shitty bronzer. Sorry, I'm gonna complain about the bronzer. But you could get those things together and then that would have been cool. But this palette altogether, like it just kind of makes me, I'm just concerned. I'm like, what happened? Like it's like white and then black. And I don't love that for me. I don't love that for you. Sad face all around. I'm gonna do one more and then I'm gonna pop off here because mama needs a nap. Okay, thank you. Finally, we're gonna talk about the ABH Soft Glam palette, which I don't remember people speaking highly of. This is why I'm saying, like, how much did you pay? Because at this point, ABH has been in some shit because basically they ruined their name at the end of 2019. For anyone who doesn't know, ABH used to be like the pinnacle of eyeshadow palettes. They were so, in a lot of ways, exclusive and because they weren't coming out with palettes like ColourPop. They weren't just like popping out a palette every 5 seconds. It was a to-do when they came out with a palette. Then all of a sudden, the end of 2019, they just started popping out palettes like gremlins popping off of a mogwai. It was so intense, like every time you turn around, pop, 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 pop. And it just got so, and it was like, oh no, this isn't Anastasia. This is that other one whose name for some reason is eluding me. You know what I'm talking about. The other H, the other B, and Beverly Hills. Let me live my life. Listen, I don't have a good memory. I don't, and I forget everyone's names. So let me live my best life. Anywho's it. Baby Anastasia ruined it. Between releasing palettes like they were going to immediately go out of style, which, fun fact, they did. And also all of the stuff that came of their PR searches, like a lot of people just finally started backing off of ABH and being like, no. I don't remember very many influencers, content creators really enjoying the Soft Glam palette. I feel like the formula really just wasn't there and the shades weren't that interesting. I feel like a lot of people were like, well, if you have this palette, or this palette, you have this, so you don't need it. So I don't know, you know, how much did you pay ABH? Because I feel like it was a lot. You made a lot of missteps and now here you are. Palette, one of the best palettes of 2021. Says who? Your mom? Okay, that is it. That is the video. I hope y'all enjoyed this little mini roast from me, your host, Audra. If you're not subscribed, now is a great time to go ahead and do so. I am trying to reach 13K by my birthday in April. I don't actually celebrate my birthday, but I do like to get things for it. So the thing that I want is 13K. All right, if you would do me a favor, please give this video a big thumbs up so then that way the algorithm goddess can do what she does best, which is push me further down into the algorithm so that I can continue to do whatever the fuck I want. And as usual, huge shout out to my patrons and spooky bays, yeah. Without which I truly would not be able to keep the bats in the belfry and the spiders firmly ensconced in their webs. I am so looking forward to being able to start movie nights again. I know that we've been missing them for December. It's the holiday season and at work I'm working 12 hours and I know that I can't necessarily make it on time for movie nights. Whenever I can, there'll be pop-ups. So keep an eye out. If you're a patron channel member, keep an eye out because I'll be doing like little pop-up lives whenever I can. All right, that's it for real. I'm gonna go now. As you know, it costs $0 to be can and it's so good for your soul because if you don't take care of it, me and Krampus are sure as shit coming for yours. Until next time, XOXO. Got a girl. Because I'm like, just between releasing palettes like it, I'm sweating. I'm sweating.